When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the home team. The home team is brought to you in part by Grace Family Church. Just try it. By Tampa Bay Area Chick-fil-A Restaurants. By Vermost Insurance. By Mahoney's Auto Repair. By the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach. By Irish 31, the place to catch your favorite team in action. By Iceman Development, LLC. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the home team on this Veterans Day. And by the way, we want to say a very happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there. We appreciate your service that you've done over the years, and we appreciate all the men and women that have been part of the military and are still active in the military. So happy Veterans Day to all of you. There have been plenty of Veterans Day celebrations already. I know they had one at the Lightning game on Thursday night. The Magic are having one tonight when they host the Milwaukee Bucks. And some people have asked why the Lightning had the veteran celebration on Thursday instead of tonight when they have a game tonight. And the reason is, I actually asked that question. The reason is veterans and trying to get people to different events is such a busy day that they couldn't get the full complement of people that they wanted from McDill and all the various bases on Veterans Day itself because they're so busy. So they decided to have it on Thursday when everybody was available. So that's why it was Thursday and not tonight. We've got that to get to. We also will be talking about the Buccaneers. Are they done? I want to get your thoughts on that. And what about Baker Mayfield? He's only signed for this year. They've got to make a decision on him. Of course, still they have, 9 games remaining. So still plenty of time to make a decision on that. But we'll get your thoughts on that. Also, the Lightning getting used to having Andrei Vasilevsky. Now they have an average goaltender, and they're giving up a lot of goals. And we'll kind of dissect that, something that one of the players mentioned to me that I will share with you. And we also have some big college games coming up today. We'll talk about that. Jason will give us the rundown on that. And we'll talk about one of my alma maters, the University of Michigan, and what that means to the Michigan Wolverines losing John Harbaugh for the next 3 games as far as the head coach. And that would include the Ohio State game. But don't plan on that just yet, because I think the University of Michigan still has a few things up their sleeve that they plan to do. We'll talk about that. And also, we're going to tell you where and when the home team Christmas party will be. That's all coming up. Glad to have you with us. I want to say hi to a guy that I went to school with, Jim Zell. He's watching in Cleveland today. Glad to have you with us, Jim. He's watching on Facebook Live. Also, hello to John and Billy. Appreciate all of you joining us here on Facebook Live. We will have a contest today. The Bucks and the Tennessee Titans. Congratulations to Al. He won the contest last week. Al has now won 2 in the last, I believe, 4 weeks. So congratulations to him. We will be back and tell you all about everything we've just hinted at and get your thoughts on a whole lot as well. Our phone lines are open. 727-441-3000. 727-441-3000. If you want to join us on the program today, we would love to hear from you. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the 3-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity in Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com. Looking for a trusted lender to purchase or refinance a home? We recommend Brett Rupenthal with Mortgage Equity Partners, a direct lender offering unique programs to help people in all situations and financial backgrounds. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, savvy investor, or just looking to save money, Brett Rupenthal and Mortgage Equity Partners is the lender to talk to. Brett Rupenthal is branch manager with Mortgage Equity Partners, direct lender offering residential home loans. To reach Brett, simply text the words Home Team to 844-4LOAN-00. Brett can answer all your loan questions and provide fast pre-approvals. Find out about Brett's groundbreaking programs, like his famous Rate Protection, Lock to Shop, and Equity Savings programs. To work with a direct lender that Home Team personally trusts, simply text the words Home Team to 844-4LOAN-00. Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
Hundreds of sets of gently used golf clubs is what you'll find at T&D Golf Stores. Conveniently located at 4205 West Waters Avenue, half a mile west of Dale Mabry, T&D has the best repair facility with the largest selection of grips in stock. You'll find a wide variety of new and used golf balls, shoes, gloves, and accessories. Family owned and operated, check them out on the web at tndgolfstores.com. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
If there's one thing I'm particular about, it's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com. Calling all radio enthusiasts with storm claims and legal questions. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on WTAN 1340 AM for Legal Candy with attorney Candace Colucci. She's your guide to hurricane-related issues, property insurance law, and more sizzling legal topics. Get ready for a lively legal experience. Make your Saturday sweet with Legal Candy on WTAN 1340 AM.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we welcome you back to the home team. Glad to have you with us. The first of 3 consecutive sports shows coming up today. Of course, at 11 o'clock, you'll have the Sports Connection, where you get a lot of high school news and some college and pros mixed in as well. And then at 2 o'clock, Burning Rubber, or 1 o'clock, Burning Rubber Radio. That comes your way, and you get all of your NASCAR the events and all the things going on in the world of NASCAR. We want to get your thoughts on a lot of the things we talked about, but before we get to your phone calls, Jason, I know that you had some damage there at the pavilion with the hurricane that came through last year, and we've made a decision to move the Christmas party. And we had decided that we're going to have it at ABC Pizza, and we're not going to do a live broadcast because we're now on much earlier, 9 o'clock in the morning. Instead, we're going to do the Christmas party on Saturday, December the 9th from 12 noon to 2 p.m. at ABC Pizza. We'll provide pizza for everybody, and we'll have your beverages there as well. So we hope that you will join us at ABC Pizza. It's at Hillsborough Avenue, just a little bit east of Rome. And we're going to have the whole back room there. You're familiar with it. It'll be a nice venue.
That is a great place for the party. It is a great restaurant, great food, great atmosphere, and I think that's the perfect location. I really do.
Well, I hope that you'll make your plans and join us on December the 9th. 12 noon to 2 p.m. at the ABC Pizza House on Hillsborough Avenue. So we look forward to that.
They got a game room, too, for those who are arcade junkies.
Yep.
It'll be perfect.
And the pizza there is out of this world. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
So by all means, put that down on your calendar. Saturday, December 9th, from noon to 2 at the ABC Pizza House on Hillsborough Avenue. Well, the Buccaneers now at 3-5, and one of the first things you said when I walked in this morning is the Bucs are done, and I think they are.
Well, unfortunately, I think that was the last week, the catastrophic blow, if you will. The cannon hit the pirate ship. The pirate ship is sinking. The rest of the season, basically, it's a matter of who survives. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to look at. And again, I hope that I'm wrong. Now, record-wise, they're still very much in the playoff mix because the division stinks. Atlanta lost. New Orleans is in first place. The Bucs have a win over New Orleans already.
Game and a half behind the Saints.
So looking at it, they have 4 division games left. Now, so if you were to make the argument, let's say if they were to win 3 of those 4 games, that's 6 wins. If they find 2 wins elsewhere, they get to 8-9, which is what they were last year, and they won the division. They could win the division, or a team could win the division again with a losing record. The problem is, though, when you've now lost 4 in a row, if you don't stop this losing streak now, there's just no recovery. It's snowballing out of control. And I do think that if they lose to Tennessee tomorrow, the only wins I see remaining on the schedule might be the 2 wins against Carolina, or maybe and even maybe Carolina could even take one of the 2. But the point is, all the other teams that they're playing, I think, are pretty good and have been playing good football. I just don't see that many wins for them. So I think it's going to be a rough road going forward.
And all of that being said, Baker Mayfield is under contract for this season. That's it. They will have to make a decision on Baker Mayfield at sometime between now and the offseason. But I'm sure Baker would like to know, and I'm sure it's going to be similar to the Steven Stamkos thing and the Mike Evans thing. They want to know if they're going to be in the plans for next year. What do you do as far as Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield was certainly not the problem last week. He played very, very well. He made big plays down the stretch. The offense, they put up 37 points. It was the defense that really blew that game. Mm-hmm. So the way I look at that is you have to look at it week by week, see how he's performing, and see how the team's performing. What complicates it a little bit is if Baker Mayfield plays well, but the team still loses. Okay, so how do you process that? Because if the season, it looks like it's going to be lost, which pretty soon they continue. If they don't stop this losing streak like tomorrow, you could say, okay, the season is getting away from them. They're not gonna have a winning record. They're not gonna make the playoffs. We need to evaluate everyone. Now, to me, you need to see what you have in Kyle Trask as well. Certainly, if Baker Mayfield, you don't feel like is the long-term answer. Mayfield is one of those players throughout his career thus far. He's been inconsistent. Plays really well sometimes, plays poorly at sometimes. So I think if the next few games, if he's not playing that well and the team's still losing, you go to Kyle Trask. If Mayfield is playing well and the reason the team is losing is not because of him, but it's because of, let's say, the defense continues to underperform, or other players have key turnovers, or something fluky happens that causes the team to lose. If he's not the reason that they're losing, it's hard to justify benching him, in my opinion.
Well, yes and no. I think if they are continuing to lose and they know they're not going to be in the playoffs, you want to get a good sample size from Kyle Trask.
I agree.
So you know what you have. I think he needs to start at least 4 games,
Yes.
of the 17. Maybe in week 13, you make the change to him and let him finish the season and see what you have in Trask. So, but it's a tough call, and you don't want to, maybe that's the time that you approach Baker Mayfield and say, hey, look, we'd like to re-sign you for next season, but we're going to play Kyle Trask the last 4 games to see what he has.
I think if you make the move to Kyle Trask, you pretty much made the decision you're not re-signing Baker Mayfield.
No, I disagree with that, because you can still you have a meeting with him and you say, hey, look, we're 3-12, or 3-10. We're going to see what we have in Kyle Trask, but you are going to be back next season. And if it's like you say, Baker's doing okay and it's the defense that's losing the games, you just want to see what you have in Kyle Trask because there's nothing on the line.
Well, see, to me, if you feel confident in Baker Mayfield's ability, he's going to be the quarterback the rest of the way. The fact that you would go to Kyle Trask means you have serious doubts about him being your long-term answer. I do. I just don't think there's any way around that. To me, if Baker Mayfield is playing well, if he's playing good football, now the thinking is if he's playing well consistently, the team's going to get some wins. Like tomorrow, for example. If he plays well and plays up to his potential, you got to figure, you would hope that the defense showing some pride would bounce back and have a much better game, and that they're going to find a way. Mayfield will find he'll make plays, and they're going to win the game tomorrow. So I guess that part of the argument is this: if he's playing well consistently, they're going to get some wins, and they're going to stay in the playoff hunt. If the team is not winning, you could assume that that maybe we do need to make a change and see if Kyle Trask can spark something.
Yeah, I think you can have an understanding with Baker Mayfield if he's playing well, and you say the only reason that we're going to start Kyle Trask is we just want to evaluate him. We know what you can do. You're back next season. We just want to evaluate Kyle Trask to see what we have.
Well, of course, what if Kyle Trask lights it up and plays really well? Then Baker Mayfield,
that's a tough decision to make.
So if you tell him you're back next season, that might not be the case. I just think
next season, not necessarily the starter.
Well, and I don't know that Baker Mayfield would go for that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have many choices.
He may not have a choice, but he still might want to test the waters to even see. I just think that once you make the move to Kyle Trask, that means you're done with Mayfield. You've made the decision that he's not your long-term answer, and you're trying to see if Kyle Trask might be.
727-441-3000. What are your thoughts on all of that? The Lightning, they are 6-4-4 now on the season, and it doesn't look like they're under 500, but they are, because really they're really 6-8 if you look at it. They've gotten points in 4 of those 8 losses, but they are really 6-8. And my theory is this. One of the Lightning players, who will be nameless, mentioned to me, well, Jonas is no Vasi. And that's not a brilliant statement. I mean, everybody is realizing that Jonas Johansson is a backup goaltender, a decent backup goaltender, but he's not Andrei Vasilevsky. And I think what has happened is that the Lightning came to depend on the magic, no pun intended, of Andrei Vasilevsky. I mean, there were many, many games where he just bailed them out and made these unbelievable saves. And it got so commonplace that the Lightning, I think, kind of thought, well, okay, we can really put pressure on the offense because Vasi's back there. And if there's a breakaway, he'll be able to work his magic. Yeah,
there's going to be a step back when you don't have your top goaltender.
He is back in the building, by the way, and is anxious to get back in net. John Cooper said it possibly by Thanksgiving.
That would be great. But I mean, under the circumstances, I think they're doing very well. I mean, they're still, the record is fine.
They're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and it's early. It's an 82-game season. When you have a longer season, there's time to make things up. And other teams, some teams have gotten off to fast starts. Boston, Vegas, and some others, but others not so great start.
We're nearing the 20% spot right now.
The better teams you'll see will take off. They'll hit their stride. They'll start playing consistently good hockey, and will be solid playoff teams. And I think the Lightning are going to be one of those teams. I'm not overly concerned at all.
You usually see that right after the first of the year, after the holidays are over and you get into January. That's when the teams start separating.
Which Vasilevsky should be back by then. So I don't think there's any reason to worry. The team, they have a solid group of players, very good players that have the playoff championship level experience. You got a coach with championship level experience. To me, I think they're going to be fine.
The Lightning did make a move this week. They put Zach Bogosian on the market, and they got a 7th-round draft pick for him from Minnesota. And that was another salary cap move. It saved them about $900,000 in salary cap room. And Zach Bogosian, not a huge contributor as far as the Lightning are concerned. So they made the move, and now they have a less number of defensemen, but they still have enough, and then plus what they have in Syracuse. So how much will Bogosian be missed? That remains to be seen. Some other things we want to get to. College football coming up today. Michigan and Penn State. That should be a good one.
Big one at noon. Of course, the Jim Harbaugh story has been the talk of not just college football, but I think really in all of sports right now. Of course, Michigan was under investigation for a sign stealing scheme where someone was was filming or taping the other teams on the sideline trying to get an advantage there. So the Big Ten has come down and has punished the university by barring Jim Harbaugh from the sideline for the remaining 3 regular season games. I guess he can coach during the week, help with the preparation. He cannot be on the sideline. I know Michigan has filed an appeal with that. So that's a big story. Look, Michigan has been dominant this year. They really haven't played anyone. This is their first real test.
They're in the top 4.
They are, and this is their first real test today on the road, hostile environment against a very good Penn State team, a top 10 Penn State team whose only loss has been to Ohio State. So, you know what? We're going to see. I guess we're going to see what this team is made of. Now, it's possible, this move could energize them. They feel like that this is, if they feel, Harbaugh's been given a raw deal or they've been given a raw deal, then they could inspire him. They play well. But ultimately, though, I think what it comes down to is the talent. The talent on the field mostly wins. And I think we're going to see, if Michigan truly is one of the top teams, they're going to find ways to win these games, even without their coach on the sideline.
Well, an important distinguishing thing in this whole matter is that Harbaugh is going to be allowed to practice with the team during the week. He just can't be on the sidelines for the games. So he can still install the game plan, the scheme, all the different strategies throughout the week, and then turn it over to one of his assistants on game day. That is assuming that the restraining order, which I think is highly likely will be granted, would allow him to be back on the field. Not today, but probably for the Maryland game and the Ohio State game.
Harbaugh started his season on suspension from recruiting violations going back to the COVID period when you weren't allowed to be actively recruiting, and I think that it was found that he and Michigan were doing that. So he started the season, I believe, with the three game or 4 game suspension. So this is another kind of a negative on him. Although again, he's denied any knowledge about what was going on with the individual who was spying on the other teams. it's one of those things that I've always felt when you go to punish a university is a university is not a person, okay? The people at the university, I think specifically the people who committed the violations, those are the ones that should be punished. Now, if Harbaugh is lying, if it was found that they felt he did know something or should know something, then, yes, you punish him. But to me, it's hard. If you're not a psychic, you can't see everything that's going on. If he's focusing on coaching and nothing was brought to his attention about this possible incident going on, I sometimes feel that that's a little unfair. It's kind of like when you put a program on probation for something that someone prior years ago did, and the current players or coaches had nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone lines. John is with us to kick things off. Hello, John. You're on the home team.
Good morning, guys. Thanks to all the veterans out there. USA.
And I hope you're making plans for December 9th to join us for the Christmas party.
Absolutely. I'll be there. Definitely.
Good. All right. Glad to hear that.
Yes. Jason, Michigan, Penn State. It's going to be a good game at noon.
Yes, very good game.
FSU, Miami at 3:30.
Sure, always the big in-state rivalry. Yeah, we'll see if Florida State's they're clearly the better team, but those rivalry games, the underdog can get up for it. We'll see if Miami can give them a good game.
I know, absolutely. And then we got Alabama, Kentucky.
Yeah. Georgia, Ole Miss is another big one today. That's later tonight. And all the other local teams. USF plays at noon today against Temple. Mm-hmm. USF gave Memphis a great game last week, put up 50 points in a loss in a high-scoring game. If USF can win today, they will get to 5 wins, even the record at 5-5.
And they need one more after that for a bowl eligible.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I do agree with you, Jason, on Kyle Trask. If he does come in, I agree with what you said. Absolutely.
Well, what do you think? I think they have to take a look at him once they know they're not going to be in the playoffs. And that may be in week 13 or 12 or 14 or whatever. But I think they have to take a look at him and see what they have. But I don't know if I would want to say goodbye to Baker Mayfield, especially if he starts playing consistently. Now, he hasn't done that yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I say again, if Mayfield plays consistently well, I don't think you're going to bench him. But of course, again, if he's playing consistently well, though, the other side of that is the team should win. I mean, I guess if you've got a quarterback who makes the plays at a consistent level, they should win. Mayfield, prior to last week, had not been consistent in the last couple of games. The game against Detroit, Atlanta, and Buffalo, he struggled at times. He made some plays at times, but also there were throws that were missed.
Last week was his first good game.
See, and that's the thing. So that it's the inconsistency, which has been his thing his whole career. That's plagued him, the inconsistency. So unless he does something that I guess different than what he's done previously throughout his career thus far, he's going to continue to be inconsistent. There's good and bad. And if that happens, then I agree. I think you put Kyle Trask in there. We need to see what Kyle Trask has. You drafted him for a reason. He's got talent. He was very good in college. Let's see if he can add a spark. If you think that Kyle Trask can be the guy going forward, then it makes it easier because in the offseason you plan, okay, we're going to build around this guy. If Kyle Trask doesn't impress you that much, if you give him an opportunity this season, then in the offseason, your top priority is quarterback. Mm-hmm. You've got to find a quarterback. Again, whether that's through the draft, whether it's through free agency, you're going to need to find someone to be the guy going into next season. You need to know that, though.
Yeah, you do, and I think that's what they'll have to. It's kind of a week-by-week thing as to, where is this team now after week 9, after week 11, after week 13. Then you start making your decisions as to, how much are we going to take a look at Kyle Trask. But I would really like to see him get some representation this season. I think just to see what you have.
Sure, it's his third season there,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to see what we've got in him.
John, anything else?
Buccaneers score
Yep.
tomorrow. Bucks winning 28-23.
All right, and halftime.
14-10 Buccaneers.
All right, got you down. Thanks so much, John. Always good to hear from you.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you as well. If you want to join us, John's line just opened up at 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. Let's go back to the phone lines and bring in Donald next. Hello, Donald.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I know you're out fishing today, right?
Yeah.
Are you above or under the water?
Okay.
There you
I had
go.
you guys on speaker.
I'm glad you came up out of the water. We weren't hearing you at all underwater there.
Yeah, I had you on speaker so I could hear, and I had to grab my phone.
Okay. Much better. Much better.
Yep, catching a bunch of trout out here. There's probably about 12 of us out here. And if anybody who lives in Pinellas County, I'm at Bay Vista Park. I've got about 10 pounds of pulled pork that I did in my smoker.
Wow.
3 full racks of ribs, homemade coleslaw and rolls and stuff. So if any of you guys want to come out at 1 o'clock at Bay Vista Park.
Boy, I wish I didn't have a Magic game tonight.
Yeah, that does sound good. Wow. And I actually had some brisket last night in Salzer, but that still sounds good. I would love to try some of that too.
Well, there you go, Jason.
I know.
You're invited.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I got a haircut this afternoon. So, yeah.
But I know John and Don. These guys live in Pinellas County, so
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be interested in your invitation. Where is that again?
Bay Vista Park. It's 7000 South 4th Street, off of Pinellas Point Drive.
Okay. All right. So down close to the Bayway then.
Yeah, there's picnic tables, pavilion. So.
Very nice. Well, we'll throw that open to our home team listeners, whether you're in Pinellas or Hillsboro or Manatee. It's willing to come up there for that.
Yes, we're all kayak fishing out here, and beautiful day out. So.
You heard the information about the Christmas party, right, Donald?
I heard December 9th.
December 9th, 12 to 2 at ABC Pizza.
Okay. That ABC Pizza. Which location? I didn't hear that.
The one on Hillsboro Avenue. It's right there at Hillsboro and Rome.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Just
right
little bit east of Rome on Hillsboro Avenue.
Nice.
All right, so I hope you can make it there. We've got a nice gift that we've got going out to all of our home team listeners. For everybody that stops by, you'll receive one of these that people have been asking for, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm not going to say what it is because we don't want to ruin the surprise, but nice gift going out to all of our listeners there at December 9th at ABC Pizza.
Perfect. Yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing everybody. As always, I enjoy all the outings that we get to have with the home team.
Yeah. And
fun.
What we decided was instead of doing a live broadcast, because it's really difficult to do a show and still talk to everybody. And this way we'll be able to just sit and chat and enjoy the couple of hours together, have some pizza and just kind of talk about things. And we won't have to be waiting for cues to be on the air. And but you're going back on, and seeing who was there and who wasn't. So it'll be a nice party, and we look forward. We got the whole back room. There seats about 60 people, so we got the whole back room that'll be open for us. What's your score for the Bucks in Tennessee, Donald?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, let's
two teams at 3 and 5.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do 28-21 Bucks.
Okay.
And let's go 10-9 Bucks halftime.
All right, sounds good. We got you down, Donald. Enjoy the day, and thanks for the invitation to all of our listeners to come out and join you.
Yeah, absolutely. Come join me. I got lots of food.
Okay, about 1 o'clock today. Thanks so much, Donald. All right.
You guys take care. Have a great week. Stay safe in Thailand, everybody.
All right. Appreciate that.
Donald.
Donald, our fishing expert. We really appreciate him. We need to hit a break. Eric Erlindson's going to join us on the other side. He'll talk some Lightning hockey and a little bit more and get his thoughts on a number of things that are going on. And we will also be talking about Thanksgiving, and it's not too late, not too early, really, to order your Thanksgiving dinner from Alessi Bakery.
That's right.
We'll tell you more about that, give you all the details on that, too. Stay with us. More of the home team coming your way on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
There's no place like this place anywhere near this place, so this must be the place. That's what they've been saying about the Palm Pavilion since 1926. The Palm Pavilion on the north end of the sparkling beach is a Clearwater beach landmark. Situated directly on the beach overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, the Palm Pavilion is the place to order cool tropical drinks and watch spectacular sunsets. Tempt your taste buds with perfect pasta, sizzling steaks, chicken or seafood wraps, shrimp and crab chowder. Come for a day or stay for the night. A casual atmosphere featuring live entertainment on the deck. The Palm Pavilion Inn and Beachside Grill and Bar on sparkling Clearwater Beach. Visit them on the web at palmpavilion.com, or better yet, visit in person. 10 Bay Esplanade on the north end of Clearwater Beach. The Palm Pavilion Inn and Beachside Grill.
We're very happy to have with us today from the Grace Family Church, the senior executive pastor, Chris Bonham. Chris, why is Grace Family Church so popular among all different ages?
Well, I think we work really hard to appeal to all different ages. We want a message that is universal. We know the love of God appeals to all people and it applies to all people, but we also want to do it in ways that practically reaches them. So on all ages, we try to do a message that meets them right where they're at. So whether it's children, youth, adults, our messages, our topics, the way we deliver, we try to be very age appropriate. Some people like older people like me, and then they like some of our younger guys. Oh, this one might be more challenging. But in the end, they're getting a full, robust teaching.
I'm still trying to find a pastor as old as I am, but I'll keep looking. So check it out. Grace Family Church, now 7 locations to choose from. The new location in Clearwater at Grace Family Church, plus online. You'll find them at gfcflorida.com.
This is Paul Porter. For the past 12 years, we've not endorsed an air conditioning company on the home team. Until now, I'm happy to tell you about the family-owned and operated air conditioning company, Action Air Conditioning. David Russell and his family run their business with 3 principles in mind: honesty, integrity, and reliability. They've been in business since 1988. They service the entire home team listing area. From service to AC checkups to a whole new system, Action Air Conditioning is the AC company for you. Why do I speak so highly of Action Air Conditioning? I've used them many times at multiple properties, and I've been completely satisfied every time. Visit them on the web at actionairconditioning.com. That's actionairconditioning.com. Or you can call them at 813-935-6644. If you're in need of an air conditioning company, take it from me. Action Air is your company. 813-935-6644. 813-935-6644. ActionAirConditioning.com.
This is Paul Porter. 9 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit 501c3 ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Since then, we've been able to help over a dozen families get back on their feet by supplying everyday needs such as food, clothing, personal care items, rent money, professional counseling, and more. I'm asking you, my loyal listeners, to consider a donation to help our ministry. Demand is at an all-time high, as we're helping 5 families at the same time, 1 family in an emergency situation. If you'd like to help us help others, you can find out more about our ministry by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to P.O. Box 4979, Tampa, Florida, 33677. That's Reach Out, Speak Out, Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida, 33677. 501c3 number 471630804. No gift is too large or small. All gifts are tax deductible. Thank you for your help.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we welcome you back to the home team on the TAN Talk Radio Network. And we're very happy to welcome in Eric Erlandson, our Lightning insider, joining us on the program. Eric, welcome back to the home team.
Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me on again.
Well, we appreciate it. Always enjoy listening to you. In particular, I like listening to you on the post-game shows when you get a chance to sit down with Bobby the Chief Taylor and kind of rehash not only that game, but where things are as far as the Lightning are concerned.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun doing those with Chief. Not as many this year as last year, but there'll be some fill-ins. And actually tonight, after the game, I'm filling in for JP with Brian Engblom, so I'll have the last call after the game tonight.
Outstanding. Okay. I know JP's not there tonight. I'm not there tonight either. I'm going to be doing the Magic game in Orlando tonight, but I'll be catching it on the way home because the Magic game starts at 6, so I should be able to catch maybe the third period by the time I get into the car, so I look forward to that. I wanted to get your thoughts, Eric. The Lightning kind of have enjoyed and not taken for granted, but they've enjoyed maybe the best goaltender in the world in Andrei Vasilevsky. And now that he has been out for an extended period of time, we're kind of seeing the results of that. And the Lightning are giving up a lot of goals. Not that all of them are attributed to Jonas Johansson or Tompkins, but they're certainly yielding a lot more goals than this Lightning team has in the past.
Yeah, and I don't know how much more Andrei Vasilevsky would be able to do with some of these chances that the Lightning have kind of given up here in the first 14 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a lot of goals. I mean, they're among the most allowed in the league. It's around 3.5, I think it was, going into the Chicago game or maybe after the Chicago game. But it's because of the turnovers, the areas of the ice that they keep turning the puck over, and the defense scrambles to get back in position. You know, the rush coverage has never been a strength of this team, even when they were winning Stanley Cups. So when you turn the puck over in some of the areas that they do, you know, you put yourself in trouble. And that's what's happened. And, you know, you look at some of these goals that are going in, they are definitely not on the goaltenders. I can't think, honestly, Paul, in the first 14 games of looking at the goals that have been allowed, going too many times going, yeah, maybe he should have had that. Mm-hmm. Maybe one or two. And I think that's a testament to what Jonas Johansson and Matt Tompkins have been able to do.
And moving forward, when they do get Vasilevsky back, and hopefully as his team hits their stride, which we hope that they will, what do you think is where do you see them finishing in terms of the standings in the division? I mean, do you think they have a chance to get to the top? I know Boston has started out strong. Some other teams have started out strong. Do you think, you know, right around the 2 or the 3 spot? What do you think that they can get to?
Well, I think they're going to get their act together, and I was looking at the numbers and everything else this year compared to last year and the start that they got off to last year. They're actually kind of similar in terms of points. They're actually 1 point ahead of where they were last year. They gave up a few less goals at this point last year. And knowing this team, and I know it's different personnel, the defense is not as strong as it was last year. They're not as tight or as deep on the right side as they have been. They need Mikhail Sergachev to be better. But I think as things go along, they're going to get better. They're going to get more acclimated to the new tweaks of their defensive system and their scheme, and they'll cut down on the turnovers. I mean, that has to happen. And if that happens, and you get Vasilevsky back, and he's the Andrei Vasilevsky of old, and hopefully that might actually be in the next couple of weeks. John Cooper said maybe around Thanksgiving that might happen. But I think even with the tight Atlantic division, I mean, Ottawa is off to a rough start. Florida's kind of got their act together a little bit. You know, Toronto's kind of scuffing a little bit. You know, so these teams have not separated other than Boston from the middle of the pack. And I think the Lightning can be able to get their act together and stay in that top 3 by the time we get to the end of the regular season.
I know that the Lightning have had a difficult time in overtime this year. And that's, I know, an understatement. The last few overtimes, they haven't ever touched the puck. And that has got to change. I know I heard Chief mention I don't know if he was doing the show with you or with someone else, Eric, but I heard Chief mention put a good face-off guy out there to start the overtime period, like a Luke Glendenning or Nick Paul, and then make the substitution after you win the face-off. What are your thoughts on that?
They tried that. The game here at home against Toronto, Glendenning took the face-off. He was actually 10 for 12 going into the overtime. So they put him out for the face-off, and he lost it, and they changed.
Yeah.
So he's tried that once. The ones on the road, especially, the last one in Toronto there, he has to pick first who sends out. So he sent out Braden Point, and that's probably what this is coming off of. Braden Point did not have a good night in the circle, and he was eaten alive by Austin Matthews. And he put Point out there. So, of course, Sheldon Keefe put Austin Matthews out there. They win the draw and barely touched the puck. In overtime. In 4 overtime games, they have 0 shots on goal, and I want to say it might only be 2 shot attempts. So puck possession matters, especially in overtime, because the way, if everybody remembers that first overtime, 3-on-3 overtime game here between Tampa Bay and Florida and how hectic it was, boy, have coaches slowed that down over the past several years. If the players don't like it, they pull back and just maintain possession, because possession is everything.
I know I might be in the minority here, but honestly, with the overtime rules, I almost prefer just to play the old way, 5-on-5 regular hockey. And at the end of the overtime, if no one has scored, let it be a tie. I don't know. There's something about it to me. The 3-on-3, yes,
it used to be a while back.
I know that, but the 3-on-3, while yes, okay, it's exciting, but I also I can't help but watch this and figure that's extremely difficult on the players, knowing that I mean, once if a team gets moving, back and forth to get back there with only 3 guys on the ice. That's just a tough task to me. And I mean, 5-on-5 is that's true hockey. And that's how it's played in the postseason when a game goes to overtime. And I just feel that's the way it should be played during the regular season. And I know a lot of people may find the other way more exciting, and that's fine. But I don't know. There's something about it I like the regular way.
Eric, to that point, why are the Lightning struggling so much? Even if they lose the face-off, other teams still get the puck. Why are the Lightning struggling so much to get possession? And how can they go at 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes without even getting a stick on the puck?
To the first point, it used to be 4-on-4 before it went to 3-on-3, and the reason they went to 3-on-3 is to try and get less games decided by a shootout, because what you saw happening was teams slow the game down and not try and push in overtime because they feel they had a better chance in a shootout than in the run of play. So that's why they went to 3-on-3, try and open up the ice a little bit. And it was exciting for a while. Now it's not quite as exciting. You get a couple of games now and then that get that back and forth. But that's the reason it stayed at 5 minutes, because it is taxing on the players, and they don't want to have to put that much extra time on them. It's been a big part of those discussions. Maybe they should just expand overtime. I'm kind of with you there. I have no problem with ties. I never had a problem with ties. I've never been a fan of the shootout. I understand why it's in place, but I've never been a fan of it. As far as why the Lightning can't get puck possession, because they're a little too tentative. And, after that second overtime loss to Toronto, they actually had a 3-on-3 drill in practice. And John Cooper was trying to get the message across to be aggressive, stop being so passive, force the issue rather than sitting back.
Yeah.
In his words, he said, we've just been kind of waiting for a shot to happen, the goalie to stop the puck, and then we get it and go the other way instead of forcing things to happen. But it is risky. If you try and be too aggressive on the puck carrier, there's so much open ice that if you miss, you create an odd man situation. And I think that's where there's a balance between being aggressive and being passive in overtime.
Yeah. Is this something that's happening league-wide, basically, where the team that wins the face-off controls it until they score? Or is it just what we've seen with the Lightning more prevalent?
I'm pretty sure it's just what we've seen with the Lightning this year. I haven't watched too many overtime games this year. What's the crazy part about this, guys, is that it's not just this year with the overtime. It goes back to last year. I think they've lost, and games decided in overtime, not a shootout, but in overtime. I think they've lost like 12 of their last 13 games, including the 3 in the playoffs against Toronto last year. It's crazy how lack of success they've had in overtime with the talent that they have.
Someone mentioned on our Facebook Live comment, had they ever considered in overtime pulling the goalie and having a 4-on-3 advantage without a goaltender?
I think somebody might correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's actually a rule in place that if you do that, you don't get the point that you gain for getting the game to overtime.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that would make sense, and that would explain why no team tries that, because it's a gamble, obviously, but it's a gamble that you do at the end of the game, too.
I think in not just in the NHL, but in a lot of sports, the overtime has been overthought and over-scrutinized, and sometimes changes have been made that were not necessary. And again, that's my opinion. I know a lot of people may disagree with that, but I just think I kind of like seeing the overtime played a certain way during the regular season and then in the playoffs. Now in hockey, I get it. You're playing till someone wins, so you have a 20-minute, overtime, and that goes on until someone scores. But and that you can't do during the regular season. But the 5-on-5, not 4-on-4, not 3-on-3. The 5-on-5 regular hockey for 5 minutes, and if it ends, no shootout, it's a tie. I prefer that.
I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you. But I think a lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Eric, but I think the reason the NHL did that is they were getting so much feedback from fans saying that they plunked down $200 or $300 for a ticket, and they left with a tie. And the old adage is like kissing your sister. You know, it's not the same. You want to walk out of there, hey, we won the game, or we lost the game.
If they're knowledgeable hockey fans, though, that they know that that's the way the game is. If they're knowledgeable hockey fans, they should know better.
But they have to cater to the non-knowledgeable fan that says,
you're going to try and pull in fans.
Yeah.
But what was happening, and I kind of mentioned it before, especially when it was 5-on-5 and both teams got a point if they, tied at the end of overtime, they were playing not to lose the point. So basically it became ping pong between the middle of the ice. No team wanted to take a chance and risk losing the point. So that's why they went to trying to encourage being aggressive by, giving that second point, if you want. Because before, remember, you got nothing. Originally, you got nothing. And then Rick Dudley was the one who sort of lobbied to get the point for getting the game to overtime. And then teams would get to overtime, and they would not want to try and win the game. They tried not to lose it, and that's where it came in. And then the shootout, of course, coming out of the 04 lockout season is when they tried to give something new to try and draw fans in, and that's why the shootout was implemented.
Just got a minute left, Eric, but I want to get your thoughts on when Vasilevsky does come back. How much do you think they will start him? Will they put him right in and go to the backup goaltender on back-to-back games only, or will they kind of bring him in gracefully and not try and get too much out of him when he first comes back?
I think they'll slowly try and integrate him in, because he hasn't played games since April. And so he got no preseason games. He got nothing like that. He's not going to go on a condition assignment. When he's ready to return, he's going to return. But I think because of how Jonas Johansson has played, they feel a lot better about that thought process than maybe pushing him out there every game. They're not in a situation where they're down in the standings and they have to make up points. They put themselves in pretty good position with him out, so that he came back. The team is in a good spot. And because of the way Johansson's played, they have a lot of trust that he can get the job done when he is in net, not just on back-to-back, but anytime he goes in the net. So that's a positive of what we've seen here through 14 games. We still get, probably 6 or 7 before we start talking about Vasilevsky being ready. But they're in a good spot right now without him.
Well, where can people hear more and read more about all of your work, Eric?
Yeah, the all-new Lightning Insider is up there. It went active at the beginning of October, so it's a brand-new sleek look, $40 a year, $4.99 a month. I also do hits on the pregame show. I do the walk-off interviews at the first intermission on the radio broadcast, and, of course, filling in on the last call here and there.
You're a busy man. Thank you so much, Eric. We always appreciate having you on.
All right, thanks, Bob. Be well, boys.
All right. We'll be back with hour number 2 of the home team coming up next on AM 1340, AM 1350, the Tan Talk Radio Network, 106.1 FM and 102.3 FM, and Facebook
Live.
What can I do? There was no help.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Stacey Lynn. Fighting has intensified in Gaza with Israeli troops attacking by ground and air.
The international pressure on Israel is mounting, with French President Emmanuel Macron calling on Israel to stop dropping bombs on Gaza, which kills babies and women. Prime Minister Netanyahu fired back at Macron, saying the responsibility for any harm to civilians lies with Hamas. The terror organization, he said, is using schools, mosques, and hospitals as terrorist command centers. You're Tom Confino for CBS News in Tel Aviv.
One of the highest profile coaches in college football has been banned from the sidelines. Michigan's Jim Harbaugh is accused in a cheating scandal. Here's CBS's Errol Barnett.
Now, for his part, Coach Harbaugh has denied any knowledge of signal stealing, and the school says it intends to appeal this decision and fight back.
No word how it will impact the team's game today at Penn State. It's one of their biggest games of the year. The FBI has seized New York City Mayor Eric Adams' electronic devices. Details from CBS's Michelle Miller.
It's all part of an investigation into whether Adams' 2021 campaign conspired with the Turkish government to receive foreign donations funneled through straw donors. On Friday, Adams' attorney told CBS News that the mayor has not been accused of any wrongdoing and continues to cooperate with the investigation.
At the White House this morning, President Biden is hosting a reception for veterans and military members. He'll then head to a Veterans Day commemoration at Arlington National Cemetery, where he'll lay a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, then deliver remarks. Former President Trump wanted his classified documents trial postponed until after the presidential election, but a judge in Florida said no. CBS's Jeff Glor.
Trump's attorneys asked the judge to consider scheduling challenges from his three other pending criminal trials. His civil fraud trial is underway in New York now. U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon called the request to delay premature and ruled Friday that the trial will begin on May 20th, 2024, but she would reconsider the request again in next March.
Our Michael George with details now on some tainted pet food.
The FDA is warning that 7 people, mostly infants, have been infected with salmonella after coming into contact with pet food that's been recalled. The outbreak has been linked to numerous brands of dry dog and cat food made by Mid-America Pet Food of Texas.
In Iceland, a town near the capital evacuated overnight. Authorities say about 4,000 people rushed out after hundreds of tremors caused a lot of fears of a volcanic eruption. This is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Did you ever think about hosting your very own radio show? Here's how.
Hey, Tampa Bay, did you know you can have a 1-hour program on the Tan Talk Radio Network for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many Tampa Bay stations? That's right. We'll put you on the radio for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many stations. Check it out today. Use your program to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business. Call Lola Jean, the broadcast queen, 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola Jean now to check out your Tan Talk Network program. In addition to network radio, we'll stream your program in audio and video all over the world. Call Lola Jean now, 727-510-7622. Call today. Your network 1-hour program can start tomorrow. Broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Calling all radio enthusiasts with storm claims and legal questions. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on WTAN 1340 AM for Legal Candy with attorney Candace Colucci. She's your guide to hurricane-related issues, property insurance law, and more sizzling legal topics.
Get ready for a lively legal experience. Make your Saturday sweet with Legal Candy on WTAN 1340 AM.
Make sure you tune in to Burning Rubber Radio Saturdays here on the Tan Talk Network. Burning Rubber Radio will bring you up to date on what's going on in NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, and anything else that has 2 or 4 wheels and races. That's Burning Rubber Radio right here on the Tan Talk Network. Burning Rubber's brought to you locally by BigStormBrewery.com. That's Burning Rubber Radio every Saturday at 1 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Initialize sequence.
Hi, this is Pam Tillis. Hi, I'm Gina Lee Nolan. Hey, everyone, I'm Cassie Skirbo.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox.
I'm Kathleen Gatty from General Hospital.
Hello, I'm Butch Patrick. Don Snyder.
Hey, this is Jason Thompson from The Young and the Restless. Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle.
Hey, this is Fran Kaplan, the Guinness Book of World Records fastest talking woman.
Get connected on Hollywood Connections, sponsored by SunkissCharters.com, every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
The Rays have won the American League pennant. Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the home team. The home team is brought to you in part by Grace Family Church. Just try it. By Tampa Bay area Chick-fil-A restaurants, by Vermost Insurance, by Mahoney's Auto Repair, by the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach, by Irish 31, the place to catch your favorite team in action, by Iceman Development LLC. And now here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you, Bill Carl, and good morning, everyone, and welcome to the home team, hour number 2. Glad to have you with us, and lots to get to in hour number 2. For those of you that may have missed the start of the show, we do start here at 9 o'clock, so be in your place at 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. But for those of you that missed it, we announced that our Christmas party is going to be held at ABC Pizza on Hillsborough Avenue, just a little bit east of Rome. Very easy to get to, not too far from I-275, just about a mile west of I-275. So make your plans. It's going to be Saturday, December the 9th from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Saturday, December the 9th from 12 noon to 2 p.m. We'll have pizza there for everyone and your soft drinks as well. So make plans to be with us Saturday, December 9th. Also, we've got a very nice gift for each home team listener that comes out to the party. So hope to see you on December the 9th at 9 o'clock, at 12 noon, right after the show, 12 till 2.
Yep.
Should be a lot of fun.
That's going to be fun. Hope everyone will be there.
Yeah,
love to see
absolutely.
You there.
I heard one of the promos that was on our flagship station, WTAN, for the Hollywood show. And I'm sure, Jason, you have no idea who Jason Thompson is.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. I have a program that I enjoy watching on a regular basis called The Young and the Restless.
Okay, I have heard of that.
Okay.
I don't watch it very often, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Thompson plays Billy Abbott on The Young and the Restless. So I heard a little drop there from one of the promos.
Who was the character? Wasn't there a character who had a patch over their eye in one of the soap operas? Was it that one, The Young and the Restless, or
might have been a different one?
Or As the World Turns? There's that one. There's several of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And we'll talk about that, and I do enjoy that program.
I love the theme music for The Young and the Restless.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think it's beautiful. It's haunting. It's a great musical score.
Yeah, Nadia's theme.
Okay, that's right. Yes.
The musical score.
No, I love that.
It used to be the Romeo and Juliet theme
from the movie from the 1960s.
From Love Story.
Yeah.
But now it's Nadia's theme.
Okay.
But anyway, want to get your thoughts on just some other things. I mean, I do enjoy things that are not sports related, as you do as well.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm a huge movie buff. I watch everything. I watched last night. I watched the film noir classic, The Lady from Shanghai from 1948. Orson Welles and Rita Hayworth.
Have you seen Cobweb yet?
No, I have not. I'm gonna. Okay. That's another one on the list. That one is another one. Me and my mom switched to Hulu with live TV. That is available now, and I'm gonna check that one out really soon.
All right. Well, we want to get your thoughts on a number of things we've thrown out today. Just kind of resetting for you. First off, you can join us on the phone lines. Matt's been kind of lonely over there today. 727-441-3000. 727-441-3000. And always good to hear from you and join the program. And, of course, you can enter our Bucks contest on Facebook Live as well as when you call in. So be sure and do that. But we talked about in the first hour, what do the Bucks do if we see that maybe we get to week 9, week 10, and they're pretty well out of the playoff picture in spite of the bad division they're in? Do you bring in Kyle Trask at that point to see what you have? Do you re-sign Baker Mayfield? He's only on a 1-year deal. What do you do if you're Jason Light or if you're Todd Bowles, who is still playing for his job? We didn't even mention that.
Well,
Jason.
And that's the other thing I was going to mention. If this thing continues to snowball out of control, will Todd Bowles survive the season? Now, the Glazers have never fired a coach before the season has ended, and it's gotten really, really bad at times for some coaches. They've never done that. As a whole, as a franchise, the Bucks, for all of their losing seasons that they've had, the only coach, I believe, that was ever fired before the season was over was Ray Perkins in 1990. And he was fired with, I think, about 3 or 4 games left in that season. But we've had a lot of bad years with some bad coaching, and I think he's the only one that ever got fired. And of course, that was still under Hugh Culverhouse. But the Glazers have never made the move prior. You just have to wonder, though, if this thing continues, and it's quite obvious it's not going to get better, and it's obvious that Bowles is not going to be the coach moving forward, would they kind of put him out of his misery? I mean, it's like in baseball, if you have a pitcher who's getting just battered and hammered around, and there's hit after hit after hit, well, at some point, even if the game is lost, you still got to take the guy out just to save him from just total annihilation.
One of the things that, and an interesting question that's being put on Facebook Live, of all the songs, patriotic songs, what is your favorite patriotic song? That's an interesting question, and a lot of people enjoy that. But one of the things that I've noticed about the Glazers is if you want to get their attention, vote with your feet. In other words, if people stop showing up for the games, and we get to the final 3-4 home games of the season, and the stadium is only half full,
right,
that will get their attention.
Sure.
But even that, I don't see them making a move during the season.
Probably not.
It's just not been their way.
It's not their way, and I can see that. And out of respect for Todd Bowles is a well-respected coach. He's been a long time, a great assistant coach. Okay, he hasn't had as much success as a head coach, but still, he's really loved and respected by all the players who have ever played for him. So, yeah, I think from that point of view, it's highly unlikely that they would do that. But certainly, I think everyone's job is going to be on the line, or most players, most people on the team, they're playing for their job. We know Mike Evans, the whole contract situation. Well, obviously, if we have a bad season, if this continues, I think it's more likely he's not going to be back. Because even if we were willing to give him a pretty big contract, would he want to come back, or would he want to go play for someone who's more of a contender right now? So I think that's, and there's other guys that, could be, their job could be on the line here.
We want to get your thoughts on that. 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and AM 1350, FM 106.1 and FM 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Are higher taxes coming for you in retirement? All signs point to yes. If most of your retirement funds are in tax-deferred vehicles like 401ks or IRAs, you have exposure of rising taxes. Let Bobby Maggie of Maggie Tax help you find out in 30 seconds what your retirement tax bill will look like. Visit MaggieTax.com, click on the retirement calculator, and in 30 seconds, Bobby Maggie will show you what your retirement tax bill will look like. Click on retirement calculator at MaggieTax.com or call 833-MAGGIE-TAX. Now is a great time to shop your homeowners and auto insurance. Alliance Mutual Insurance can lower your cost on insurance during these challenging economic times. Alliance Mutual, an independent agency, is in the Tampa Bay area, locally owned with over 20 years experience. They have access to dozens of independent carriers and can find the lowest price with the highest quality coverage. Citizens is not your only option. Call or text Bob Springer, a home team listener, at 727-481-1936. 727-481-1936. What is Irish 31? It's the People's Pub, inspired by former USF football star Jay Mize, who wore number 31 for the green and gold. Iris 31, with 7 Florida West Coast locations, is your place to enjoy your favorite team in action. From Bucks to Bulls, Rays to Bolts, enjoy your favorite beverage or sample delicious food from their chef-inspired menu. Check out irish31.com to find the location nearest to you. Irish 31, your home team headquarters. Honest Mahoney's. That's what people have been calling LZ Mahoney for more than 35 years. Honest LZ Mahoney. The name really says it all. Mahoney's Auto Repair is a place you can trust. In fact, it was some of his loyal customers that came up with the name. Generations of people who've been taking their cars to 4040 54th Avenue North for 3.5 decades. Do you need some work done on your car? If his loyal customers call him Honest Mahoney's, that should tell you something right there. The next time you need work done on your car, take it to my friend LZ Mahoney's. He's been a part of the home team for nearly 20 years. Mahoney's Auto Repair. Or just remember Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. A place that people have called home for more than 35 years. Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. This is Paul Porter to tell you about the place to save big dollars on nearly new hockey, golf, baseball, and football equipment, and more. Check out Second Time Sports, Main Street, next to Walmart, just west of Belcher. Gently used sports equipment at significant savings is what you'll find at Second Time Sports. Call 727-784-0007 or check them out at secondtimesports.com. Don't pay full price for sports equipment without first checking out Second Time Sports, 2104 Main Street, just west of Belcher, next to Walmart. My new windows from FAS Windows and Doors are in. I couldn't be happier with the job they did, from measuring perfectly to prompt and exact installation. How did I choose FAS over all the other window companies? I've known Ernie and John Wilding for nearly 20 years. They're Central Florida and West Central Florida's largest volume window and door dealer, with showrooms and distribution facilities in both Tampa and Orlando. As you know, I never endorse a product or service unless I've used them or thoroughly researched them. Their objective is providing the best quality windows and doors on the market at reasonable prices with a customer service level that is unsurpassed in the industry. Never an obligation when you call 866-737-7173 or visit them on the internet at faswd.com. Call 866-737-7173. You'll be glad you did. I sure am.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We welcome you back to the home team. Glad to have you with us, and feel free to jump on the phone lines. It's been kind of quiet this morning.
Bit, yeah. I don't know what that's about.
Let's get those phone lines going at 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. In fact, I'll tell you what. If you are the next caller and you have not won in the past 30 days, you have your choice of a Irish 31 gift card or an ABC Pizza gift card for the next caller if you've not won in the past 30 days. Or if you're a first-time caller, we always welcome first-time callers, and we want you to join us for that. 727-441-3000. The Rubber Cement Man is asking the question, is there just pizza at the party? The pizza is provided by the home team. If you would like to order wings or anything else, it's on your nickel, but they certainly have some great wings there, salad, anything other than pizza you can order, but it's on your nickel.
It's on your nickel. I will say that the Greek lemon chicken is my favorite item there. I love getting that. Normally get it. It comes with a side of spaghetti with the baked cheese on top. That is outstanding. They have excellent Greek salads there. They also have gyros and a lot of other wonderful items too.
Mario has joined us on Facebook Live, and he says the Bucs need to cut down on 100 yards and penalties. Boy, that is so true.
Yeah, penalties have been a nightmare for them thus far.
Play more man-to-man on defense, blitz, continue some of the things on offense that were able to succeed in the Texas game. Comments from Mario.
You know, it's always easy to do things well for a few games. What always separates the teams, the good teams from the bad, what can you do it consistently over the course of an entire season? Players themselves, can you play? Yeah, you could have a few really good games. Can you do it consistently? Right. And that's the frustration. It's like, well, what went wrong? Why would the Bucs play so well through the first 4 games when they were 3-1, and then all of a sudden they look like a completely different team? Mm-hmm. Was it just a matter of were they playing over their heads? But for whatever reason, were the players that were playing better then? They have lost focus. They're not playing as well. What is it? Is it become now psychological? Has it gotten in their head where now whatever can go wrong in a game will go wrong?
Clock management has not been that well either.
Clock management, there's a matter of coaching, play calling. It's everything. It's everything combined. But I think that's why moving forward, pretty much everyone is on notice. Many of the coaches are playing for their jobs. The players are playing for their jobs. And we're going to see what this team is made of. Record-wise, they're not out of it by a long shot. They're very much
game and a half out of
my goodness gracious. They're still very much within there if they can start to turn it around starting tomorrow. But the problem is if they don't, if they lose tomorrow, okay, that's 5 straight losses. And again, you would have just lost to a team that coming in had a losing record, had the same record you did, and you couldn't beat them at home. Where does that leave you? Yeah. What do you do? It's like, what are you doing or what can you do differently if you can't get it together now for these games, these critical games moving forward? I just don't know.
Our friend Tony has joined us, and he is going to go to ABC Pizza. We're going to send him out a gift card for ABC Pizza. Tony, welcome back to the home team at our new home.
Gentlemen, it's great to hear from you. It's a happy Saturday. It's the first time I've got to talk to you on your new station. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Joe. Well, thankfully, I see Tony all the time at the bakery. I had the phone number to the station. I gave him the number. So
good job.
Good, so good to talk to you.
I know you've had a little trouble picking it up on the radio, Tony, but you can always tune into the TanTalkRadioNetwork.com, and you can hear it there, or you can watch on Facebook Live and hear the program there. The Home Team with Paul Porter. Just go to the Home Team with Paul Porter on Facebook, and you can watch it there.
Well, I have an old radio. I figured it out. I moved it around the house, and I got you. So I'm ready to go.
Okay. Glad to hear that. You're over in Ybor, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Very good. Well, glad to have you with us, Tony.
Thank you.
And we're here every Saturday from 9 to 11. I don't know if you heard the mention about the Christmas party. But,
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Hope you can make it. It's December the 9th from 12 to 2 at ABC Pizza.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I did want to clarify again, the Rubber Cement Man asked if there's going to be things other than pizza there. And yes, you certainly are welcome to order whatever you like, but it's on your nickel. We're paying for the pizza and the soft drinks. Everything else is on your nickel. So if you want to get something other than that, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
So what's on your mind, Tony? What do you think?
Well, about the Buccaneers, I guess you're saying that mathematically they're still in, but if they lose this next 2 games, which is they might win this one, but I don't think they can beat the 49ers. But if they lose the next 2 games, you might as well blow it up, get a temporary coach, start doing what you got to do, and move on. Because even if they get in the playoffs, which is very unlikely, they're gonna barely get in it.
Well, I mean, we saw what happened last year. They were 8-9. They weren't very good. They played a much better Dallas team. Even at home, they got blown out. It was not unfortunately, I think that's true. Even if they do manage to come back and win this division, if they're just not that good, they're not that good. I mean, I guess they would really need to get on a major winning streak going into the postseason, get some momentum, I think, to do any kind of damage if they got into the playoffs.
But Tony, what about this scenario, which I think is a very likely scenario? What if they do lose the next 2 games, but they lose the next 2 because of the defense, which would be 3 games in a row lost because of the defense? Do you bench Baker Mayfield then because the defense is losing the game and you want to take a look at Kyle Trask, or do you re-sign Baker Mayfield, or do you tell them that we want you back? How would you handle that, Tony?
I don't think you'd have to take a look at Kyle Trask to see what he would do in actual ball games.
Mm-hmm.
I would think so. But what's puzzling me, gentlemen, is that am I correct that this Todd Bowles, does he call the defensive signals?
No, not really.
Okay, I heard he does.
He tries to. He tries to, but there's a defensive coordinator that is kind of taking the reins because Todd Bowles seems to be overwhelmed trying to be the head coach.
Well, because this last game, I mean, that team went in 40 seconds. They went 75 yards without a. Yeah, that was very puzzling to me.
Yeah, that can't happen. That just cannot happen when you take a lead, late and knowing that the other team has to score a touchdown. A field goal is not an option, and you still let them march right down the field and get it in the end zone. You just cannot lose a game under that circumstance, which is what they did.
Yeah, I exactly. But I'm getting a feeling when I watch the Bucs, and it looks like that somehow, somewhere, they're going to have to blow everything up, get a new coach, get new people, and start all over again. Because this is like it's like slow torture watching them. Because when I watch a Buccaneers game, I'm a big fan. When I get through watching one of their games, I can't watch any more football. I got to be honest with you. I'm done for the day. I just can't, and I'm a big fan.
I would recommend to you, Tony, Pepsi AC. It does wonders. It's really helped me. I keep the bottle right by my chair there as I'm watching the game. Yeah.
Well, and again,
does it help with headaches or anything like that?
No, it's more with the indigestion and the stomach problems.
What we're seeing this season, and others have mentioned it, is what you get after going all in with Tom Brady. You basically made sacrifices with Brady with the money situation there, and listen, it worked. We won a championship. We made the playoffs 3 years in a row. We finally became relevant after being irrelevant for a very long time. So we did exactly what we wanted to do. But this is kind of the price you pay now when you have salary cap issues.
Your credit card bill has come in.
You're not able to bring in other players. So that's kind of what we're going through this year. The question is, how long will that last? And I guess, again, that will be determined by the decisions made in terms of really, I think the 2 most important decisions are coach and quarterback moving forward. That's going to be the real determining factor about how quickly this team can rebound.
And
can I ask you all a question?
Sure.
At the draft next year, do you think our first round pick should be a quarterback?
Good question.
Well, that depends on what we see the rest of the way with Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Obviously, when we get to a point this season where it's clear that Baker Mayfield is not the long-term answer, we need to put Kyle Trask in there. If Kyle Trask really impresses, and we think this guy could be our answer for a long time, if we see enough from him, we're impressed. Then you look at, okay, we're going to build around him, and so then we're not going to go after a quarterback in the first round.
How much of a sample size do they need to make that determination, do you think, Jason?
I think they need at least something like 5 games, 4 to 5 games.
Yeah,
I would give them 4 to 5 games. And in that amount of time, you could look at a guy and say, okay, we think he's got it, or we're not overly impressed. And if you're not overly impressed, then yes, I think the number one priority has to be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Why do you think they didn't give Trask that shot this year? You don't have any idea why?
My thought is they had to come in and make a splash after Tom Brady left. So they needed to come in and say, we've got a name again this year. And Baker Mayfield had the name where Kyle Trask did not.
I think it's more the fact that Todd Bowles is coaching for his job, and they wanted a guy who had experience. And I think Baker Mayfield has the experience. Remember, Kyle Trask actually played well during the preseason. He looked he got more playing time than Mayfield, and he played very well. But I think they felt that Baker Mayfield's experience would help them give the team a better chance to win, and that's why they started with him, and to see what we could do and what the team would do. And they started out great, but it's not gone so well now. And so I think this is the point where if it doesn't turn around quickly, they probably should put Kyle Trask in.
Tony, I got to get your score for the Bucs tomorrow because we got to hit a break here. What do you think?
Okay, I'm going to say the Bucs are going to win 27-20.
27-20, and how about a halftime score?
Let's see, 14-13, the Bucs.
14-13, Tampa Bay. All right, Tony, thank you so much. And now that you know we're here, please be a regular.
Yes, sir. I'll be a regular, and thank you all very much. And you have a great day.
And I'll send you out that gift card. Probably go out later in the week. I'll get that out to you.
That's no problem. Thank you very much, and you all have a great Saturday.
Thanks, Tony.
All right.
All right.
Couple of predictions on Facebook Live. Mike has Tennessee winning 26-20 and 13-10 at halftime. And Mario has the Bucs winning 20-18, but Tennessee leading at halftime 11-10. So interesting combination there. When we come back, more of your phone calls, 727-441-3000. And also we're going to find out about Thanksgiving at Alessi Bakery. That's coming up as well.
I'll pull out the holiday menu right
there
now.
You go. More of the home team coming up. Good comment from Mario. More of the national pundits who are praising the Bucs than ripping them, questioning the draft decision by Carolina. But the local media has really been down on the Bucs this week. And I think justifiably so.
Sure.
Scoring 37 points and losing. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the 3-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com. Your number one home team fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Vermost Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Vermost Insurance Agency in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
That's VERMOST.com.
We're very happy to have with us today from Grace Family Church, Senior Executive Pastor Chris Bonham. Chris, it's a casual church at Grace, isn't it?
It's very casual. We want people to come just as they are, not only in their walk with God, but also in their clothing and just in their demeanor. We want people to feel comfortable at church. So they can really sit and enjoy a message that's going to challenge them to grow. They can come with their families and that of all ages, that they can come and have fun. Believe it or not, it is one of our values to have a good time at church, not getting away from the Bible, not getting away from the spiritual teaching, but creating an environment where people are comfortable to come and hear a message that's going to change their life.
And you have services at 2 of the campuses, Saturday and Sunday, correct?
Right. And Land O'Lakes and Van Dyke are the ones that have Saturday night service as well.
Outstanding. So check it out. Grace Family Church, now 7 locations to choose from. The new location in Clearwater at Grace Family Church, plus online. You'll find them at gfcflorida.com.
This is Paul Porter to tell you about the place to save big dollars on nearly new hockey, golf, baseball, and football equipment, and more. Check out Second Time Sports, Main Street, next to Walmart, just west of Belcher. Gently used sports equipment at significant savings is what you'll find at Second Time Sports. Call 727-784-0007 or check them out at secondtimesports.com. Don't pay full price for sports equipment without first checking out Second Time Sports, 2104 Main Street, just west of Belcher, next to Walmart.
There's one thing I'm particular about. It's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com. Hello, brilliant listeners. For an intellectually stimulating and entertaining legal journey, don't forget to tune in every Saturday at 2 p.m. Join us on WTAN AM 1340 radio for Legal Candy with the exceptional attorney Candice Colucci. It's the home for your legal cravings. Don't miss Legal Candy, only on WTAN 1340 AM with attorney Candice Colucci.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us. Robbie DeShark going to join us in just a moment. But Jason, first, a good comment from Mario. He says, when the Bucks are mathematically eliminated from playoff competition, that's when you go to Kyle Trask.
Yeah, but when is that going to be, though? As bad as the division is,
may not be at all this year.
But see, the problem with that is I don't necessarily agree with that, because if it gets to the point where the record is really bad, although they're still alive to win the division. My comment to that is, if they win the division and make the playoffs, so what? They're not a very good team. They're not going anywhere. They lucked out by winning a bad division, kind of like was the situation last year. And that's not where we want this team to be. We want a team that's a good, solid playoff team. Eventually, it's going to compete for a championship.
It's
and
another payday for the Glazers, though, if they get to host a playoff game.
Yeah, but it's and then a quick exit, to by playing a much better team. So to me, you need to know what you've got in Kyle Trask. If Baker Mayfield is not the long-term solution, you need to get out to play the guy. There's no way you're going to know until you play him during the regular season. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 games. You need to play him several games to know that for sure.
Thanksgiving is just a couple of weeks away, and we've been asking on Facebook Live, what is your favorite side dish? And the most popular ones have been the common ones, mashed potatoes and stuffing. And I know you can get all of that at Alessi Bakery,
yes,
right?
Yes, you can.
You're taking orders now for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, my favorite side dish is probably the stuffing. That's become that way in recent years. I really like that.
Mashed potatoes for me.
Yep, no, very, very, very good. We've got 3 different dinners that we could do. We have a turkey dinner, a spiral cut ham dinner, and a roast pork dinner. The turkey dinner and spiral cut ham dinner can come with, of course, the turkey or the ham. You get the homemade stuffing, the gravy, the mashed potatoes. You get your choice of the vegetable. choosing between green beans, the vegetable medley, or the glazed carrots. It comes with a sweet potato casserole, the cranberry sauce, and you also get a choice of a 9-inch pie, whether it be apple or pumpkin. It also comes with a dozen egg knot dinner rolls. The roast pork dinner, it comes with a Cuban-style roast pork marinated in the mojo juice. It comes with a yellow rice or white rice, black beans, the fried plantains, and also, again, your choice of a 9-inch pie, the apple or pumpkin pie. And that one comes with a loaf of our Cuban bread. So you can also get just a turkey, just the ham, just the pork, and do side items by themselves as well, a la carte. You can order that if you don't want all of that. You can certainly choose, just something of others by them on their own.
And how many people does this feed?
The overall meals feed anywhere from 8 to 12 people.
Wow. Okay,
yes.
So you can take care of the whole family, or if you're just a couple of people, you got a lot of leftovers.
That's right.
For the days and weeks ahead.
And we're taking orders right now. We always advise you try to call in and put it in as soon as possible, because we're getting really busy. Eventually when it gets like the week up Thanksgiving, we might get to a point where we have to do cutoffs. We just get too many orders than we're able to handle. So just call us in as soon as you know, and we can put that order in for you.
I like the mashed potatoes with about 3 sticks of butter melted in them.
Mm-hmm. You don't do the mashed potatoes with gravy?
No.
Oh no!
I'm not a gravy
I gotta
guy.
have
like
the gravy for the mashed potatoes. I've got to come to where I love cranberries. The cranberries I think are excellent, and sweet potatoes too. I like the sweet potatoes, but I don't know, something about the stuffing. And in recent years, that really does it for me. I like that.
All right. Well, Alessi Bakery, what's the phone number for people to call?
We're 813 area code 879-4544. And again, we're open 7 days a week. Our location is at 2909 West Cypress Street in between MacDill and Armenia. And we're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays, 9 to 4. We will be closed Thanksgiving Day, but the day prior, Wednesday the 22nd, will be open regular hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right. All the information you need right there. Let's go back to the phone lines. Robbie the Shark has joined us. Hello, Robbie.
Hey, Paulie. How you doing today?
We're doing good.
How's you doing?
Much better last week. I was a little under the weather, and today is a very solemn day for me. I'm a veteran, as you know, and
Happy Veterans Day.
Yes, thank you for your service. Yes.
Let me just ask you, Robbie. I've always wondered this. You say Merry Christmas or Happy New Year or Happy Easter. Is it appropriate to say to a veteran Happy Veterans Day, or should you say something else?
Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day is what you're supposed to say. Okay. And what you have to remember, this ain't Memorial Day.
The Memorial Day is
Veterans
right.
The reason they all fought hard, some gave all gave some, so that we can party and have fun.
Right.
They fought for your freedom. So happy Veterans Day. Hope you enjoy it, Brother Robbie. Bam, at 11:11 this morning when that happens, after that, everything's groovy once noon hits, man. It's 11 a.m. Armistice was signed, and that's when Veterans Day was solidified, November 11th. Absolutely. And afternoon, man, it's time to pig out. Drink your a beverage of choice and just have fun at the beach, backyard, whatever you're doing.
Okay. All right. Very good. Or today, since it's on a Saturday, watch college football and watch some NHL, NBA tonight as well.
Yeah, we got the Lightning tonight, who are looking pretty good. It's only, 13, 14 games in the season?
Yeah, they're actually 14 games in, 6-4-4.
That's what I thought. It's
nothing to sneeze at as far as what they've done thus far.
We need back, of course, but they're looking great. Buccaneers game, you were talking about that earlier. I'll give you my score now.
Okay.
I think the Buccaneers going to do all right. It's going to be a fun game to watch.
All right.
21-20. Bucs are going to squeak by.
21-20?
I really feel that. Yes, I do. Definitely feel that. And halftime's going to be 10-7, the bad guys.
All right. 10-7, Tennessee. All right. Got you down.
Did you hear what's coming up Wednesday the 29th?
No.
Wednesday the 29th at 8 p.m., there's going to be a program called the It's All Groovy program with the one and only Roddy the Shark.
Excellent.
All right. Well, congratulations.
We'll look forward to that. Congratulations.
Yeah, I can't wait to be back in studio there at 1340 WTAN Tan Talk Radio Network.
What time is your show on? What time is your show on?
8 o'clock every Wednesday.
8 o'clock
8
to 9 o'clock.
Wednesday.
All right. Very good.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I gotta
Robbie.
come in and do a promo. Hey, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
We are overdue for a break, and then we will also be taking more of your phone calls. We're going to be chatting with Ben Smith, our friend out at T&D Golf, and we hope that you will join us as well. We can still get another call or two in if you call right now. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, AM 1350, 106.1 FM, and 102.3 FM. And as always, as so many have joined us on Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Be sure to tune in to the Maggie Tax and Financial Show tomorrow morning at 10:30 on ABC TV. The Maggie Tax and Financial Show takes important, complex topics and simplifies them so you feel better equipped to face your financial future with confidence. Great information and advice from Bobby and Chris Maggie with absolutely no obligation awaits you tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. on ABC WFTS Channel 28. Now is a great time to shop your homeowners and auto insurance. Alliance Mutual Insurance can lower your cost on insurance during these challenging economic times. Alliance Mutual, an independent agency, is in the Tampa Bay area, locally owned with over 20 years experience. They have access to dozens of independent carriers and can find the lowest price with the highest quality coverage. Citizens is not your only option. Call or text Bob Springer, a home team listener, at 727-481-1936. 727-481-1936. 1936. Honest Mahoney's. That's what people have been calling LZ Mahoney for more than 35 years. Honest LZ Mahoney. The name really says it all. Mahoney's Auto Repair is a place you can trust. In fact, it was some of his loyal customers that came up with the name. Generations of people who've been taking their cars to 4040 54th Avenue North for 3.5 decades. Do you need some work done on your car? If his loyal customers call him Honest Mahoney's, that should tell you something right there. The next time you need work done on your car, take it to my friend LZ Mahoney's. He's been a part of the home team for nearly 20 years. Mahoney's Auto Repair. Or just remember Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. A place that people have called home for more than 35 years. Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. Paul Porter here to tell you about First Fridays at Raw Space Collaborative at the Groves of Wesley Chapel, just 60 seconds from I-75. First Fridays are the first Friday of every month, starting at 4 p.m. Your chance to network while enjoying complimentary cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, live music, and more. It's a family-friendly event that's not only fun, but a great networking tool for your business. Find out more by emailing rawspaceco@gmail.com. That's rawspaceco@gmail.com. Or call 813-575-8046. Looking to buy or sell a home but don't know where to turn? Paul Porter here from Pollyanna Ward and the team at Innovation Realty Group. They're ready to work for you. New construction, buying, or selling an existing home? They can do it all. They serve our entire listening area. Uncompromising integrity combined with savvy negotiating is what you'll find at Innovation Realty Group. Visit their website, innovationgroupfl.com. That's innovationgroupfl.com. Or call 813-802-8415 to speak directly with Molly. My new windows from FAS Windows and Doors are in. I couldn't be happier with the job they did, from measuring perfectly to prompt and exact installation. How did I choose FAS over all the other window companies? I've known Ernie and John Wilding for nearly 20 years. They're Central Florida and West Central Florida's largest volume window and door dealer, with showrooms and distribution facilities in both Tampa and Orlando. As you know, I never endorse a product or service unless I've used them or thoroughly researched them. Their objective is providing the best quality windows and doors on the market at reasonable prices with a customer service level that is unsurpassed in the industry. Never an obligation when you call 866-737-7173 or visit them on the internet at faswd.com. Call 866-737-7173. You'll be glad you did. I sure am.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to our final segment of the home team. Boy, these 2 hours have flown by again, Jason.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
There you go. We also are welcoming you to enter our contest on the Bucks and the Tennessee Titans tomorrow. You can do that on Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter, or better yet, you can call us at 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. But this is our final segment for today, so you do want to get your calls in right away. We have with us a longtime supporter of the home team, and we're very happy, always fun to talk with Ben Smith out at T&D Golf. Hello, Ben.
Hey, Paul. Good morning.
You're actually working today, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to take care of all these customers that I keep getting from advertising on Paul Porter on the home team.
There you go.
Excellent. We like to hear that.
That's exactly what happens. And Ben, I know I was out to see you this week, and always good to see you there. And, I don't think there's a time that I've been in there where people aren't coming in and out and going and picking up things and picking up, getting clubs regripped and all of that. And, we've been talking a lot about Thanksgiving today and Veterans Day as well. But also Black Friday is just not 2 weeks from this coming Friday, I believe. Yep. And not too early to start your Christmas and holiday shopping.
Yeah, it's amazing, Paul. It seems like it gets earlier and earlier every year. We see the Christmas decorations up in October. People
or September.
I'm like, whatever happened to Thanksgiving and everything. But no, you're right. It's this is the time of year people start getting their gifts ready. This is when I start seeing a lot of the ladies coming in and getting gift certificates because they don't know what their boyfriends or husbands want. So we always do a lot of gift certificates this time of year because it's a little tough to buy for someone else in this game unless you know what they want, because a lot of this stuff is kind of subjective to each person.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, unless it's just balls or gloves, as long as you know the size or whatever. But so 90% of what we sell is gift certificates, and a lot of times we do it from people out of state. Also, that's one thing I've never mentioned is a lot of my customers have relatives. It's like they're out of the state of Florida. They'll call me, and I'll either mail them a gift certificate that they can have to present them on Christmas, or I'll keep it here on file, and then the person can come in and say, "Hey, Ben, my wife called in. I got a gift certificate. I'll pull it out of file. They could use it here in the store." So that's one thing we also do that's a little unique is being able to do that because I don't have the fancy computer system to do all that stuff online, but we're more than happy to do a gift certificate and mail it, or just hold it here in the store for someone to redeem. That's one thing, But again, this is the perfect time to play golf. This is the weather. This is why we live here.
Oh yeah.
Yes. November through May. Sometimes you can stretch it to early June, but it's just perfect time to play golf.
Maybe cool down a few degrees. We don't need the upper 80s for playing golf, but that's very true. One thing I wanted to clarify, though, Ben, the gift certificates are just like cash, right? You can use them for services. If you want to get your clubs regripped, for example, you can use them for that as well as merchandise.
Exactly. For anything in the store, yes, Paul, a very, very good question, because a lot of that redemption process is for repairs. Because people are always, in Florida, when it is hot, your grips can get melted. You leave them in the car. Things get, tore up over time with the moisture we have in the air. So, yeah, a lot of times we use gift certificates for repairs of grips, and we do those while you wait, or you can drop them off, pick them up, same day, next week, whatever you want to do.
Or if you get frustrated and you throw it in the lake, and then you have to retrieve the driver or whatever, So,
or don't end up retrieving it. And
there you go. Have to get a new one. Yeah. Ben, where are you located? Hours and all the things we need to know.
T&D Golf. We're 4205 West Waters Avenue, which is about 10 minutes north east of the airport and 10 minutes northwest of Tampa Stadium. We're Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Just Google T&D Golf Tampa, and all my information's right there with plenty of reviews and pictures and everything. Get all my info right there on Google. We'd love to have you come by and help you play golf and save money doing it.
Outstanding. We've been with T&D Golf for many, many years. We certainly recommend them as the golf stop for our home team listeners. And again, Ben, hope to see you at our Christmas party on December the 9th from 12 to 2 at ABC Pizza.
Yeah, that's right around the corner from me. That's not too far away. I love to, Paul. You know that I love to eat.
Okay. All right. Well, come and come hungry.
All right.
Thanks, Ben. We appreciate it. Let's go to the phone lines. Al, our contest winner from last week, is joining us. Al, you've been on fire lately with your predictions.
Well, you gotta have that knowledge to do that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now the baseball season's over. I wonder what the illiterate rules makers are going to come up with.
Are they going to try to change anything else? Yeah. Well,
you know, the baseball players are the dumbest people in the world. They got no union. The union they got is so weak. It's pathetic. I come from union.
The one change I heard that they are considering that they tried this year in the minors is allowing the batter or the catcher one challenge per at bat, where if he feels a strike call was a ball, the batter does that he can challenge, or if the catcher feels it should have been a strike, he can challenge. They look at the square and then they rule whether it's a challenge successful.
The whole point was to speed the game up, and you talk about. You're going to see this at every at bat, I think, and I don't like that one bit.
Well, I'm told that it only takes about 10 seconds that it for the challenge. So.
I think that's overthinking thing and doing too much.
On unions, because I was brought up on unions. My daddy was a coal miner. I worked a little bit coal mine myself when I was. The idea is if the baseball players would have a backbone, they could run baseball. They could run every rule they come up with. They could go against it and win. But then people are too stupid. You know what I mean?
How do you really feel, Al? But
that's right. You know what? They got more power than they know what to do with it. Up to use it.
Let me get your score for tomorrow's game between the Bucks and Tennessee. Let's see if you can make it 2 in a row.
I got 3 in a row.
Okay. Well, I think there was somebody else one in between that, but
what?
Yeah. But go ahead. What's your score?
10-3 for Tennessee. 10-3 at half.
Okay.
27-17.
27-17
right.
Tennessee.
You know
All
what?
right. Gotcha.
I got 3 games. I had Philadelphia. I had.
Yeah, I think you've won 3 times, just not 3 in a row. But
you know, we did 3 in a row.
Okay.
What you're talking about.
All right. Thank you, Al. We appreciate it. Always good to hear from you. And the Rubber Cement Man is the final caller of the day. Hello, RCM.
Hello, Paul.
Are you coming out to the Christmas party on December 9th?
I don't know yet. Maybe, maybe not.
Okay. Well, love to have you there. Just don't scream when you come in the door. They don't want the pizza oven.
I missed that incident. I wasn't at that.
You're fortunate.
But I like oyster stuffing with lots of gravy.
Okay.
And yesterday was my Marine Corps birthday, and today's my Veterans Day.
Ah, okay.
Right. So happy
Veterans Day to you as well, RCM.
And I'm going to pick the score to be 28-17.
All right, 28-17, favor of Tennessee or the Bucks?
Tennessee.
Okay, and what about a halftime score?
Can't be 2020.
Why can't I pick 20?
Because you picked the Bucks to have 17.
Well, what difference would it make?
Well, the math doesn't add up.
Yeah, you can't have 20 and lose 3 points in the second half.
Okay.
You want to do 10-10?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much. Always good to hear from you, Rubber Cement Man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. There you go. So after we hear Rubber Cement Man, now it's our turn to pick what we think is going to happen. Matt, let's start off with you. Bucks and the Tennessee Titans. What do you see?
I say 30-20 Bucks and 17-10 Tampa at the half.
All right. Very good. And Jason, how do you see it?
24-19 Tennessee. And
You've been going with the opponent last few weeks.
That's what I think is going to happen. I was hoping it would have the opposite effect last week. It didn't. So now it feels what difference does it make? And I think that Tennessee will be leading let's say 17 to 13 at halftime.
17 to 13 at halftime. All right. I'm going to go with the Bucks tomorrow, and everybody will be chanting Tampa Bay around 4:10 or so.
Let's hope so.
Then I'd see the Buccaneers winning it 28 to 17, and I see a 17-14 lead for Tennessee at halftime. And then the Bucs scored 2 unanswered touchdowns in the second half to win it. Maybe one where the defense picks it off and it's a pick 6.
Let's hope so.
I could even see something like that.
Better result
happening
than last week.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. Hey, again, thanks to everybody for joining us, to Ben Smith from T&D Golf and to Eric Erlinson from Lightning Insider. Don't forget, get your Thanksgiving order in at Alessi Bakery. And don't forget our Christmas party coming up on Saturday, December the 9th from noon until 2 p.m. at the wonderful place to go, ABC Pizza. We're providing all the pizza and the soft drinks. If you want to order something else, it's on your nickel, but you're welcome to do it. We'll see you next week at 9 o'clock on the Home Team on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook
Live.